Ladies and gentlemen, this is our relegation battle. Now, at the 9th of August, this is the one time you feel safe, right? Premiership hasn't happened, nothing started. Every single season ticket owner thinks they're going to have a great season.
Arsenal top of the log, are they still?
I think we're top of the league. I'm actually top of the Fantasy Football League at the moment because they set it up, which is beautiful. But anyway, all that can happen now is disaster, is despair, is right, and we're going to predict our three worst teams.
I think we'll be pretty quick in this. This should be pretty obvious. I think it'll be more about that team that potentially finishes. Yeah, it'll be more about the one potential teams outside of who we've both got, which is Luton and Sheffield United.
I've got Luton bottom, I've got Sheffield United 19th, and I've gone for Everton, who never go down. I've gone for Everton to have an absolute disaster this year, finally, because they just don't back their manager. Right. They're capable. They've
backed their manager.
Some of the best managers of all time over the last 5-6 years. They had Ancelotti, right? They had Benitez. They're good at attracting managers, and then they don't back them in the transfer window.
No, they've
signed Sean Dyche last year to keep them up, which he did.
Yeah.
And they've signed Sean Dyche knowing that Sean Dyche never demands 50, 60 million, 80 million in the transfer window.
There's a reason for it, because they've backed previous managers. They're now in that bad a financial state.
Of course.
Now they can't
Of course. Which is why they signed Sean Dyche.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm
Sean, so they have
keep
backed
us
managers.
up, please keep us up, please keep us up. I'm telling you that
you've sold Richarlison for 60 mil and not invested that.
Every single thing in this world has to end, right? Everton's running the top. It's about 60, 70 years. It's going to end this year, right? Now, listen, you got Burnley, you got Notts Forest, you got Bournemouth, you got Wolves. They're all terrible teams, right?
Yeah.
So it could be any of them that goes down, right? And Luton could stay up. I don't know. I might get that wrong. Sheffield United could get it wrong. It could do well.
Yeah.
But I'm picking Luton, Sheffield United, and Everton.
I picked that same three until a week ago. Wolves have lost Lopetegui. They've sold Raul Jimenez. They've sold Raul Neves.
I'll be honest, Raul Jimenez the last 2 years was a crack. He plays football.
Yeah.
He's been scared of the ball since his serious brain damage, right?
Unfortunately, what a
God
player he was before.
But you can't wear a crash helmet when you play football. So $5 million for a guy who's got fear of heading the ball is good money for me.
Okay, but Neves?
You got $46 million for him. I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, but what have they done with it?
I still take that money every day of the week.
What have they done, though, to stay up?
They are trying to stay up by financial regulations, right? And they're probably doing it by the rules, unlike Man City, unlike Man United, unlike those guys, right?
Wouldn't put United in there.
But just Man United, in my opinion, Man United spent a lot of money in the last couple of years, but they obviously earn a lot as well, which is probably why they get away with it.
Yeah.
But Wolves are probably in the step where they're going we've got 35,000 season ticket holders, we've spent 200 million, we need to bring it back.
Yeah.
That 60 million they've got from those players brings it back.
Yeah.
Lopetegui's gone, I'm too good a manager to manage a relegation battle.
Which he is.
So that's fair. Right? I've managed Real Madrid, I've managed Spain.
Even though he's been
I've managed Seville. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But are Wolves as bad as those? I mean, they're in that 7, as I mentioned. They're in that terrible 7.
I just think Everton are battle hardened. They've got Sean Dyche. Who knows who Wolves get? Wolves.
But if they get the boy O'Neill, right?
Yeah,
a minute. They get the boy O'Neill. O'Neill kept Bournemouth up, right?
Yeah.
With a ragtag bunch of English players and a couple of foreigners.
Now,
this is where I'm probably playing into your hands with the Wolves. You are looking at a squad that's probably about 50% Portuguese due to the ownership and the agents, right?
Yeah.
If you don't bring in a Spanish/Portuguese manager, you bring in a guy like O'Neill.
English.
Not just speaks English, is English.
Yeah.
He's going to want to bring in some boys from his playing days that good for the dressing room and all that stuff. You're going to also lose some Portuguese that can't speak English, right? And Wolves could be one of those Leicesters, right, where on paper they look better than they are, and they just sink.
Yeah, I don't think they look good on paper.
No, they look terrible on paper as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
but I think Everton look worse on paper.
Okay, outside of Wolves, Everton, and the obvious bottom two, Burnley.
Burnley now have American owners, right? Money to spend, and probably the best up-and-coming coach. Certainly with the most kudos at the moment. The next Pep, as they call him, right? They went up with absolute aplomb last year, and now we're a bit of money to spend. If they spend, they haven't spent it because that's classic Burnley. But if they do spend it and they strengthen the squad to keep company, there's nothing to say they couldn't be top 10.
Yeah, a team that still plays Ashley Barnes up front and played as well
exactly.
as
They could still go down as well.
They
have a lot
crazy.
more positive headlines. The JJ
JJ Watt, etc.
JJ Watt stuff, right? Yeah. They got a lot more positive stuff than your Lutons.
Mate, 100%. I'm just trying.
Than your Wolves and your Everton.
Yeah.
Right? So now, if Everton get Neymar, because that was in the papers this week, right? If Everton get Neymar, right, you can have a free shot on my missus. Sorry, Annie. But I do not see Neymar going to Everton, right? But that was in the papers this week, which is great. Yeah. But that's the first thing Everton's had since sacking Lampard that they've done right.
What, getting Neymar?
Getting some kind of like rascal. We're going to get one of the best players ever in our team.
Pay a report writer who was later sacked after that article. I mean, I think Forest should just have enough to stay up.
400 players.
Yeah, Palace, I think, are good enough to stay up as long as they keep hold of Elise and as long as they keep hold of Elise and Eze. Obviously, Zaha being a big miss. Anyone else, mate, you see falling down the pecking order?
I could see Fulham dropping in the pecking order.
Yeah.
I think Mitrovic was vital last year, and it looks 100%. Like he's going to go to the.
Yeah, he says he won't play again. Yeah.
It also looks like their key centre midfielder's injured, right?
Palhinha.
Yeah, he's injured at the moment, and he was, in my opinion, on his form top 3 in the league as a holding midfielder.
Yeah.
There's rumours about the coach getting offered 40 million a season to go to which will play on his head.
Yeah, but he did.
No, playing his head when he's. I'm just saying he's staying, but playing his head when he's losing and go, fuck this. I could have got 40 million a season. Right. Anyway, all that adds up to me being one of the ones who were very, very stable last year. Could drift down, right?
But they've always come up, gone down, come up, gone down. Last year was a monster year.
No, they look great, but you're asking me who could slip?
Yeah.
I think they're the ones. I think Brighton will be solid. I think they got a great coach.
Oh, yeah.
They're a very good team. Yeah. You said earlier, probably the best run club in the world at the moment.
I think they'll be top 10 this year.
Yeah, I think we're easily top 10. Could fight for top 6, right? They're a very well run club. Brentford, very well run club. Very good coach.
Spent a bit more dosh this year, and that's the one thing versus the Southamptons when they've sold players. They've then gone and continued that same model where every now and then you need to go spend
Burnley
a bit.
did it, Southampton did it, Norwich did it. You get a big money transfer and you just keep it. The owner goes on holiday to Ibiza. Right, you got to buy another player, right, and that's fair with Brighton. Brighton have been investing. Yeah. Now again, secret little code guys that no one knows about, but which shows you
they got
Pedro from the scouts.
Yeah, they got Pedro from Watford. They got a chap from Dortmund.
Yeah,
I think they're putting a new record bid for another midfielder. So
Brighton will be great.
Should be good. Anyway, we'll wrap that up. That's our predictions for next season. There'll be plenty of shoeies in demand when GMAT gets his wrong. Obviously, last year I pretty much proved I'm a genius on these, but we'll.
To be fair, I did lose last year. You got the bottom 3 bang on, which is amazing. You got your top 4. I got my top 4 as well, the same top 4.
Yeah.
We got them round the wrong way last year because you did go Man U to snag Newcastle. Yeah. So you are the king at the moment for fantasy football.
This year's a lottery there. I think Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool are the big.
Is there anyone from the undiscussed, right, from the 8th to the 17th that we haven't talked about? The West Hams, the Brightons, the Brentfords. Is there anyone that could seriously do something exciting like top 4?
I just haven't seen enough transfer business from these teams. I'll be honest. I mean, I think
even top 6. Could Brighton break top 6? Could West Ham break top 6?
I think Brighton have obviously got Conference League games that'll keep them very busy.
Oh, that's their. Like I said, a bit like West Ham last year. That's their World Cup.
Yeah,
and it should be.
But
as long as you stay up.
Yeah,
but and then
I think
for me that's better than.
I think they're better. Fifth. I think they're better qualified Brighton than West Ham, just in terms of the volume of players they've got. And the style of football,
West Ham got to the same as the Europa League the year before.
Yeah, but you can plug out a player, I think, at a Brighton and plug someone in, and they can do almost as good. That's how well they run. It's more about system
I'll give you that.
Where I just don't think West Ham were quite there, and they, a lot of guys fell off
form.
How
will West Ham fare losing basically their engine?
Well, put it this way: West Ham actually, at the moment, that's a good point. They're possibly one of the teams that'll be slipping down the pecking order. I mean,
but pecking order, they came 15th, 16th anyway, so The pecking order's relegation.
Yeah,
if they
no,
slip any
100% right. So this is actually a good one.
They play Thursday night in a tougher now Europa League.
They've got to. I just don't get how. You're selling Rice. You've admitted it, especially after the Conference League final. Is it Sullivan? That's the manager, the owner. I think Gold passed away. He admitted on radio, we're selling Rice. He's done his bit, which he did do. Everyone knew he was leaving. Why do you not keep that a little bit quiet? Get 2 or 3 players under your belt, right?
We did discuss this last podcast.
But a couple of midfielders. And
you're 100% right. And the proof is now in the pudding, because we spoke about this last podcast and we said how it's coming back to bite them. And here we are now where they want Maguire, they want McTominay, and they wanted them both for 40 million. Now it's 60 for combined, and Man U's rejected that, right? Yeah. And they know they're rejecting it because they go, well, you get 105 million, right? And that's exactly what he said.
They've signed one player, Alvarez. I'm not sure what what's his deal.
He's supposed to be the Rice replacement,
right?
And then Tomine and Maguire are supposed to uplift. And I actually believe that they're both wonderful players, right? 100%. It's very difficult to play for Man United. You've seen McTominay for Scotland. He's world class. Yeah. You've seen Maguire for England class.
People forget.
It's a heavy cloud playing under the 100%. Banner. And it's the same as a Glaswegian. I've seen Celtic players fade under the badge of Celtic. I've seen Rangers players fade under the badge of Rangers. Yeah. There's too much pressure when you have to win every single game. Yeah. Some players are better playing for a Leicester or a Villa. And that's not me belittling those clubs. No. I'm saying when you play for Manchester United, it's win or nothing, right? And McTominay is actually... You like him. Player, you like him.
Decent player.
I think he's a very good
He suits them. He's tall, like Suchek. They get a lot of headers. They play a lot with the ball in the air.
Paul Scholes. He's not Roy Keane, and he's not David Beckham or Ryan Giggs, right? And that's what Man U want, is a midfield, right? And if you go play for Man United, unfortunately, you're not good enough. Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah. But you go play for West Ham, he could be a superstar at West Ham.
So I think West Ham's the one that we're not sure about, just because there's still a month left in transfer window.
Could be terrible.
Yeah. But we'll wrap that up. Thanks, everyone. Like, subscribe. Blueies_shoeies.
Next podcast, we will be... more international. Yes. We'll be talking about the lovely NFL, which is why I was in NFL top. We'll be talking about the basketball. We'll be talking about how our tips are going in the EPL. And we're going to start talking about the Rugby Union World Cup, which is about to happen.
See ya.
Yes.